Right now at 6, we have the results from the primary elections in Kansas and Missouri.
Take a look at this. A beautiful sunrise out there on a cool day so far. Still going to be a bit on the hot side. We'll have a look at that forecast. Get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Columbus Fire Department is investigating the cause of a house fire from Monday night.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Wednesday. Here we go.
Yes.
Halfway through the first full week of August out there. And boy, after all that heat this morning,
I know.
It felt nice to walk outside and feel cold.
No, it didn't even feel like August,
no,
honestly.
it did not. It is wonderful outside. It's still going to be a bit on the hot side the next couple of days, but it's not going to be that bad, honestly.
I'll take it, yeah.
Compared to what we've seen, I'm telling you, we need this break, and we're going to get a bit of a break. Let's take a quick look outside. This sunrise looking absolutely beautiful out there from our camera on the Cornell Complex in downtown Joplin. And as I've mentioned before, our camera at 7th and Rangeline, like I said, I don't know if it's its position, its height on the tower, or what the case is, but the colors, look at that. They just look absolutely gorgeous this morning. I'm going to take 2 seconds and just let that set in. I mean, it's beautiful. Beautiful start to the day, and the temperatures are going right along with that. MoDOT camera 32nd and Rangeline also looking pretty good this morning as folks begin to get their day underway. And as we look on to the future track heading through the afternoon and early evening hours, we're looking pretty good. We'll have that northeasterly breeze. Temperatures, again, they're going to be on the hot side, but not that far from normal. Some of us may be a little above, some of us a little below, but again, not a bad day whatsoever, especially compared to how miserable it's been the last several days. We are sitting at 62 in Joplin, 61 in Pittsburgh. Bear in mind, our average low is 69 degrees, and not one of us at this point is at that. We're all in the 60s out there. Iola's still checking in as the cool spot at 60 degrees, but man, what a beautiful start to the day. As we head into the afternoon, again, we're going to have a few clouds this morning. Those will clear out by late morning. Sunny skies out there, and take a look at these temperatures. Very reasonable as we go upper 80s and low 90s. So again, I know that's still going to be on the hot side, but not nearly as hot as it has been the last few days. We've got another hot day tomorrow, and then temperatures dropping below average for a few days. We'll take a look at that full forecast here in just a few more minutes.
Alrighty. Voters have spoken, and we have the numbers from yesterday's state and local primary races across Missouri and Kansas. We have lots of area sheriff's races among Republicans. In all of these races, there are no contested races among Democrats. In Cherokee County, Brian Henderson defeats current Chief Deputy Nate Jones.
And checking out some other Republican races for sheriff in the area, in Allen County, Anthony Manis defeats incumbent Brian Murphy.
Another incumbent faces a GOP party challenge in Bourbon County, Kansas. Sheriff Bill Martin narrowly defeats Nelson Blythe.
In Montgomery County, Kansas, Republican Sheriff Ron Wade wins against challenger Bobby Deers.
In Wilson County, Kansas, Pete Cohn is the current undersheriff. He beats out Luis Cortel Despacito.
In Woodson County, the current sheriff is running for county clerk. Jacob Morrison beats Kenneth Robbins in the Republican race for sheriff.
In the Jasper County Sheriff's race, Sheriff Randy Kaiser and Ethan Snow competing for the Republican nomination. Kaiser wins that contest.
Newton County, Missouri also has 2 GOP contenders for sheriff. Former Joplin Police Chief Matt Stewart beats current Chief Deputy Rick Geller.
In Barton County, Missouri, Sheriff John Simpson defeats challenger Mitchell Shaw for the Republican nomination.
In McDonald County, Sheriff Robert Evanson has 2 GOP challengers. Evanson beats them both.
And in Vernon County, Missouri, 3 Republicans are competing for the nomination for sheriff. Mike Bullher wins the nomination. And be sure to download the KOAM News app for all of your election needs. You can also go to our website for election information at koamnewsnow.com/elections. The website will include resources for all of the 4-state areas, such as polling places, deadline dates, and you can even check to see if you're registered to vote. Once again, that's koamnewsnow.com/elections. The Columbus Fire Department is investigating the cause of a house fire from Monday night. It happened in the 400 block of South Vermont Street. Authorities say the flames were so intense they melted the siding on a neighboring house. The residents were not home at the time of the fire, and there are no reported injuries. While the investigation continues, authorities suspect an electric issue as the cause.
Kansas prosecutors say a former police chief who led a raid on a small newspaper will be charged for actions he took after the raid. Gideon Cody is expected to be charged with felony interfering with the judicial process. He could get up to nearly 2 years in prison if convicted. In 2023, police executed search warrants at the Marion County Record, the home of its publisher and the home of a city councilwoman. Sheriff's office suspected a reporter illegally obtained driving records on a local restaurant owner. Prosecutors didn't elaborate on the nature of the charge against the former police chief, but it was related to Cody's text exchange with the restaurant owner after the raids. Special prosecutors also determined the newspaper did not break any laws in getting the driving records.
And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes.
Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, Elon Musk's social media platform X is suing a group of major advertisers over an alleged ad boycott.
Plus, Vice President Kamala Harris and her newly picked running mate Tim Walz head to their first rally together in Philadelphia.
And we'll have another look at that forecast, including some cooler temperatures on the way as we head into the weekend. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. But first, here's a live look from the Miami Fairgrounds ahead of the Ottawa County Fair.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, Elon Musk's social media platform X is suing a group of major advertisers over an alleged ad boycott. The lawsuit filed in a Texas federal court on Tuesday accused the Global Alliance for Responsible Media of antitrust violations. The suit claims the group organized to block billions of dollars of ad revenue over its concern about a change in brand safety standards since Musk acquired the platform in 2022. The influential ad industry group, also known as KOAM, aims to help brands keep their ads from appearing alongside illegal or harmful content. The lawsuit seeks to prevent the group from making advertising recommendations about X as well as unspecified monetary damages. Hyundai and Kia's latest anti-theft software update is showing results even though car thefts remain overall high. According to the Highway Loss Data Institute, insurance claims stolen Hyundai and Kias are 64% lower among cars that have had the anti-theft upgrade. That number was compared to cars of the same make, model, and year without the upgrade. Last February, Hyundai and Kia released their updates following a spark of social media posts surfaced showing how to steal them. From early 2020 through the first half of 2023, thefts of Hyundai and Kia rose more than 1,000%. According to the automakers, more than 2 million Hyundai and Kia cars have since gotten the update. Vice President Kamala Harris and her newly picked running mate Tim Walz held their first rally together in Philadelphia on Tuesday. In the days ahead, they'll visit battleground states before the Democratic National Convention this month in Chicago. Carissa Lawson reports from New York.
Governor Tim Walz of the great state of Minnesota.
Vice President Kamala Harris introduced her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, to a crowd of thousands in Philadelphia and to millions of voters across the country.
He's the kind of person who makes people feel like they belong and then inspires them to dream big. And that's the kind of vice president he will be.
This first stop for the Harris-Walz ticket kicks off a tour to at least 5 other battleground states over the next few days.
This campaign, our campaign, is not just a fight against Donald Trump.
In his remarks, the 60-year-old governor also went on the offensive against former President Donald Trump and his VP running mate J.D. Vance, saying he can't wait to debate him.
That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. These guys are creepy and, yes, just weird as hell. That's what you see.
Rallying earlier Tuesday, also in Philadelphia, Vance said he'll debate Walz after the Democratic National Convention.
That is what's so scandalous about Kamala Harris's basement campaign. 16 days she has been the presumptive nominee of the Democrat Party. 0 times she has sat for a real media interview. That's a disgrace.
The Trump campaign released a new video attacking Harris for her VP pick.
Kamala Harris just doubled down on her radical vision for America,
saying, quote, Tim Walz will be a rubber stamp for Kamala's dangerously liberal agenda. Carissa Lawson, CBS News, New York.
As Governor Walz has signed laws to expand paid leave and to give background checks on gun owners. And now to look at some of today's top national stories, here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, looking pretty good on the Skywatch storm tracker so far this morning. Not much out there. Do have some clouds rolling through, but those will be out of here by late morning. And we've got an absolutely beautiful sunrise from our camera at 7th and Rangeline. Just looks gorgeous. Temperatures on the cool side and a little bit below normal. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. I don't have any here. They're in the next break.
A Washington state couple made a public plea last week asking for a lost package to be returned, and it worked. And it wasn't an Amazon order, it was something priceless: World War II war medals. Sebastian Robertson was there when they got to open the box.
Here's pictures of my dad.
When a package containing Earl Glenn's father's World War II mementos did not show up at their Kent doorstep,
he had sent it off.
They assumed they'd never see it again.
It was going to take a little bit because he was just sending it ground. And so I didn't worry about it. And he called me and said, "So what do you think?" And I said, "We never received the package."
The gift from their nephew in California never arrived. Lorraine Glenn marked the package missing with UPS, even filed a police report. Last week, they made a plea to the public.
These are memories of his dad, and the flag. The flag was the military burial flag.
1 week after King 5 broadcast their story, we were there as the missing package was reunited with its rightful owner.
Hi there.
Found a package that belongs to you guys.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think I'd ever see that. We didn't think we'd ever see this package. There you go.
Inside, just as they described.
Oh wow.
Medals belonging to the late Earl Glenn Sr.
My dad.
That include a Bronze Star, awarded to soldiers' outstanding service in a combat zone. Medals accompanied by the American flag presented at his funeral. And this patch issued to members of the Tank Destroyer Battalion during World War II.
It's wonderful. It really is.
A situation stroke survivor and Army veteran Earl Glenn summarizes in just 3 words.
It's my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, the physical reminders of this soldier's story, this man's father, are not lost in transit.
That is so cool.
Not lost to history. In Kent, Sebastian Robertson, King 5 News.
Certainly some incredible pieces of history there. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a chilly start to the day out there, some clouds as well. We're going to have a pretty decent day ahead of us. We'll have another look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 6:21 now on this Wednesday morning, and we're starting with the future track heading into the afternoon. So at noon, excuse me, instead of having temperatures around 90 degrees, we're looking at upper 70s, low 80s. That cold front, again, it's not making it cold necessarily, but it is bringing temperatures down a wee bit compared to what we've seen here lately. We head through the rest of the afternoon into the evening. Our temperatures, we're going to have another hot day out there, but about seasonably hot. Some of us a little below average, some of us a little above average, but otherwise not looking too bad. Then we head into tomorrow morning. We've got some chances, at least for some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. So not everybody will see rain, but some of us will, and we do need some rain. We're not quite the drought status yet, but drought tracker is starting to show some dry conditions across the area, so any rain we can get would be great. The best chances for any kind of meaningful or organized rainfall will come before noon tomorrow, and then we could see a few isolated showers as we head into the afternoon and early evening hours before that activity begins to clear out. We head into our Friday. It's a similar situation, but the rain much more isolated. We could see a few isolated showers and storms at this point, looking to stay mainly in our far western counties out there. The majority of us will be dry on Friday, but thanks to how close that system is and the north winds that'll come out of that, we're all going to actually start an extended period of below normal temperatures on Friday, which is some good news. Great view of the sunrise, 7th and Range Line in Joplin, 62 in Joplin right now. The winds are calm, and we've got that light northeasterly breeze for some of us. All temperatures this morning into the 60s. All of us still at this point below normal. The average low 69. As you can see, we are not at that anywhere. That is a good thing. It is nice to cool back a little bit. Well, a few clouds out there this morning. Those will begin to clear out by late morning. We'll go mid-70s by 11 o'clock. And again, it's a hot day, but our highs seasonably hot. Upper 80s, low 90s, sunny skies, and a continuing light northeasterly breeze. Through the evening hours, we'll hold on to those clear skies back down to the mid-70s by 10 and looking to go into the mid to upper 60s tonight for our lows with just a few clouds here and there. So again, about below normal for us for our overnight lows tonight. As we look down the road, we're still low mid-90s tomorrow, so it's going to be another little bit on the hot side. And now once we get past that, we have rain chances all the way through Wednesday. But my favorite part, and I think it's your favorite part too, look at these temperatures, low to mid 80s heading into the weekend. If you got something you need to do, this weekend is the best opportunity you're going to have to do it with those much more comfortable and reasonable temperatures out there. We'll go back to about normal by Wednesday as our rain chances start to wrap up across the area. Unfortunately, we do look to heat up toward the end of next week. Highs going back into the upper 90s, maybe even some lower 100s out there as well. That is a check of your forecast. Now here's Elise with Health Watch.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, pregnant women with gestational diabetes do not end up with a higher risk of breast cancer. Some past studies indicated there might be an association between the two, but in a new study, Danish researchers looked at nearly 750,000 mothers over a 22-year period. They found 3.4% were diagnosed with gestational diabetes during pregnancy, though were no more likely to develop breast cancer than the rest of the women. The genetic makeup of a child's friend can influence their future in a negative way. A study from Rutgers Health found that a person's genetic predispositions for psychiatric and substance use disorders can rub off onto others, increasing their friends' odds of developing those same issues. The strongest connection is between high schoolers with similar post-graduation plans. And a smartphone photo can help detect early signs of pediatric eye diseases. Researchers in China developed an artificial intelligence model that examined photos of nearly 500 children. The AI demonstrated the ability to detect several disorders, including myopia, giving hope that parents will be able to help improve early screening of their children. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, we have the numbers from yesterday's state and local primary races across Missouri and Kansas.
And we've got a nice start to the day out there. Temperatures below average. Even now, a couple of showers in southeast Kansas. We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, community members in Neosho turned out for some food and health advice.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:28. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Chris Warner, and it is now Wednesday. Here we are, day after primaries, August the 7th.
Yes, here we are.
And it is
beautiful morning.
Beautiful morning out there. And I double checked because, you know, sometimes we get those bad radar returns. It's not actual rain falling or anything. But I went through a number of radar sites, and we actually have a few showers in southeast Kansas right now.
How about that?
Right, we need a little bit of rain. Might as well get some while we can, right? Well, let's start with a quick look outside first from our camera 7th and range line. Got a few clouds in Joplin. Otherwise, a nice start to the day out there. Looking pretty good from MoDOT camera 32nd and range line. And you can see some of the clouds off to the northwest as they continue to push into the area. Now we're going to show you the Skywatch Storm Tracker. So this is actually happening. This isn't. But this is, and we have a few showers around the Chanute area, so nothing crazy, anything like that. But from Chanute down to Thayer, almost right paralleling 169 from Humboldt down south, we have a few of these stray showers just to the west of Erie. Boy, I need a little more coffee this morning. If we drag this a little further to the south, right along that same line, a few slight showers here just to the southwest of Edna, stretching into parts of northeastern Oklahoma. So again, nothing crazy. But a couple of stray showers have managed to get going underneath these clouds. And we put it in motion, and you can watch them form. So you see, this is what we're talking about with bad returns. See how this doesn't move? That's not actually happening. But this rain here actually is, and it's pushing off progressively to the southeast. Now, after that, we're expecting everyone else to be relatively dry. Clouds will clear, and temperatures today looking pretty good as we head into the upper 80s and low 90s for our highs. So still a hot day, but seasonably hot. Temperatures this morning unseasonably cool, though. 62 in Joplin and in Pittsburgh, and again, average low is 69. As we take a look at temperatures around the region, we got a light northeasterly breeze here and there, but we're all into the 60s so far, and no one yet has even come close to average except for Stockton earlier. They reached 68 a little earlier this morning, but those temperatures have fallen back a wee bit. So again, a beautiful start to the day for us. We'll have those clouds, and at this point, maybe an isolated shower or two through the morning. Those clear out by late morning. We're going to go sunny skies heading into the afternoon, and we are looking at high temperatures. Again, they're going to be hot, but seasonably hot. Upper 80s, low 90s. So not a bad day out there. It's still going to be hot tomorrow. Then we have cooler air on the way heading into the weekend. Break down those details for you in the full forecast, and that'll be in just a few more minutes.
All right. Well, voters have spoken. We have the numbers from yesterday's state and local primary races across Missouri and Kansas. One of the big races is for the 2nd District congressional seat of Kansas, where current Congressman Jake LaTurner is not seeking re-election. 5 Republicans competed for their party's nomination, and the winner, projected by Associated Press, is the former Kansas Attorney General Derek Schmidt. 2 Democrats were competing. Nancy Boyda held that seat in 2007 and 2008, and Boyda is leading architect and developer Matt Kleinman, the former KU basketball player. Boyda wins the Democratic nomination.
In Missouri, 4 Republicans competed for the nomination for the 7th District U.S. House seat. Eric Burleson is the incumbent in that race, and he won. Democrat in that race, Missy Hesketh, is uncontested. And in Missouri's 4th District congressional race, 2 Democrats ran. Jeanette Cass won. The winner will face incumbent Republican Congressman Mark Alford in November.
Missouri also has a U.S. Senate race as Democrats choose their nominee to challenge incumbent Republican Senator Josh Hawley. 4 Democrats were on the ballot, and Lucas Kuntz won the nomination.
In the Missouri state representative race for the 161st District, Republican incumbent Lane Roberts faced a challenge in his own party. Roberts wins that primary race. Democrat Shauna Ackerson is unopposed.
In the 163rd District of Missouri, 2 Republicans are running. Catherine Jo Loy wins the party nomination. The incumbent Cody Smith is leaving to seek the state treasurer position.
In the Missouri State Senate race for the 29th District, incumbent Mike Moon was challenged by Susan Harrelson. Moon wins that race.
A Kansas state senator faced a challenger in the District 12 GOP primary. Incumbent Carolyn Tyson wins against Seston Kern.
In the Kansas State Senate race for District 13, incumbent Republican Tim Schallenberger leads challenger Sam Owen.
And in Kansas House District 1, 2 Democrats are competing. Janie Jarrett defeats Paul Rogers. 2
Republicans competed for the nomination for Kansas State House Race District 4, Rick James leading Joshua Jones.
And be sure to download the KOAM News app for all of your election needs. You can also go to our website for election information at koamnewsnow.com/elections. The website will include resources for all of the 4 state areas, such as polling places, deadline states, and you can even check to see if you're registered to vote. Once again, that's koamnewsnow.com/elections. Well, the president of Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh announces his retirement. Drew Talbot will step down after 30 years of service to the hospital. Talbot joined Via Christi back in 1996 and has served as president of the Pittsburgh Hospital for the past 4 years. Talbot's final day as president comes one day before Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh transitions to the sponsorship of Mercy Health System on September 1st.
Community members in Neosho turned out for some food and health advice. Access Family Care invited the public out to celebrate National Health Week. Hot dogs, chips, and popcorn were provided, while Access Family Care offered information on how to stay healthy and avoid chronic diseases.
We celebrate the benefits of providing medical, dental, and behavioral health care, primarily to people that are underserved, primarily low income, but we will see anybody.
Access Family Healthcare serves multiple locations in Southwest Missouri, including Joplin, Lamar, and Neosho.
And that's a look at our top news stories.
Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News, the National Transportation Safety Board began an investigative hearing into the January 5th Alaska Airlines flight.
Plus, Chris is back with a look at the forecast. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
But first, take a live look from Miami Fairgrounds ahead of the Ottawa County Fair.
And Consumer Watch this morning, the National Transportation Safety Board began an investigative hearing into the January 5th Alaska Airlines flight. The Boeing plane's door came off midair, leading to rapid depressurization of the cabin and minor issues among passengers and crew. Lee Waldman reports.
A long-awaited investigative hearing into Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 began with a stark promise from National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy.
We will not leave until all questions are asked.
7 months ago, panic in the skies after the Boeing 737-9 MAX's door plug shot off, leaving a gaping hole in the side of the aircraft.
This was quite traumatic for the crew and the passengers, and injuries we can't see, which we often don't talk about, can have profound, lasting impacts on lives and livelihoods.
A preliminary investigation by the NTSB found the plane left a Boeing factory in October, missing 4 bolts needed to secure the door. In late June, Boeing said a lack of paperwork was to blame.
You're cutting corners. You are eliminating safety procedures. You are sticking it to your employees.
That same month, Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun faced harsh criticism from elected leaders and families of victims who died in Boeing 737 MAX 8 plane crashes during a heated subcommittee hearing.
I apologize for the grief that we have caused.
This week's hearing brings renewed scrutiny to the embattled aerospace company. Homendy accused them of using Tuesday's testimony for self-promotion.
This isn't a PR campaign for Boeing. This is an investigation on what happened on January 5th.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
Americans are continuing to rack up historically high levels of credit card debt. According to a new report from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, U.S. consumers collectively owe $1.14 trillion on credit cards. That's up $27 billion from the second quarter of the year. Total consumer debt grew to $17.8 trillion. And the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission has announced a recall involving more than 55,000 Avocado brand organic cotton mattress pad protectors. The mattress pads are sold in a variety of sizes, and according to the CPSC, the recalled pads violate a mandatory federal flammability regulation, posing a fire hazard. Consumers who have any of the recalled items should stop using them and contact Avocado Green Mattress for a free replacement. And the Italian restaurant chain Buca di Beppo filed for a bankruptcy protection. The privately owned company says revenue never fully recovered after the COVID-19 pandemic. As part of its bankruptcy, the 3-decade-old business said it began closing underperforming restaurants this year, including a dozen last month. Are you tired of grabbing lunch at the drive-thru and getting the wrong order? Well, now America's fast food chains are turning to a high-tech solution. Evan Brown has more. And it looks like we're having a little bit of a technical difficulty this morning. We're going to toss it over to Chris for a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we actually have a very nice start to the day out there. Look at the sunrise. We've got just a few clouds on the Joplin side of things, and temperatures below normal this morning. Taking a look at 7th and Rangeline, also just another perspective of that beautiful sunrise. We've had some great colors out there this morning. We're going to head down to the MoDOT camera 32nd and Rangeline, but you can see some clouds off to the north and west out there. And that's part of some clouds that are going to roll through the area and then start to clear out by late morning. However, under some of those clouds, we do have some light showers taking place. Again, just immediately to the east of the 169 corridor. So in between there and the 59 corridor and over by between Erie, Thayer, Chanute, Humboldt, we've got some light showers out there and even some moderate showers as well. Nothing strong, nothing severe. In fact, in all honesty, we weren't anticipating any showers at all, but we need some rain, and I know we will certainly take it. We had a little further south, got a little shower now on the west side of Parsons, and we follow this line and it extends all the way down into parts of northeastern Oklahoma now, just south of Edna and 166. Got some light to moderate rainfall out there. And as mentioned initially, taking a look at this, thought it was some of these radar blips. Like if you watch this activity here, see how it just flickers, doesn't do anything. That's not actually happening, but it turns out these little showers are actually happening, and they're very quick to flare up. They're pushing roughly east across the area, so we'll see how much longer they last, but nonetheless, a little rain, certainly not a bad thing out there. As we head to the afternoon, I love this because yesterday, well, not just yesterday, the last several days, by the time we've hit the noon hour, we've already been in the low to mid 90s out there. Today, upper 70s and low 80s by noon, the light northeasterly breeze. We head into the afternoon and evening temperatures. It's going to be a hot day, but for most of us, seasonably hot. Now, some of us will be just a wee bit below normal. Some of us will be a wee bit above normal, but on average, right about where we should be for this time of year. Temperatures this morning, nowhere near where they should be for this time of year. We are sitting at 62 in Joplin, 61 in Pittsburgh right now, and around the area, temperatures, again, all of us so far still hanging out in the 60s. We got low mid 60s. Our average low is 69. Nobody has hit that as of yet. And of course, our low for record keeping purposes is going to be well below normal out there for many locations, so not a bad start to the day whatsoever. Again, any showers we see out west should begin to die out. We'll have the clouds start to clear out by late morning. Temperatures looking pretty good, sunny skies by this afternoon, and on average highs again upper 80s, low 90s, so a pretty decent day for the area. We're going to take another in-depth look at your forecast, talk about some cooler temperatures, and we're talking below normal high temperatures that are on the way here in just a moment. We're also going to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. Those are coming up after the break. But first, as we traditionally do at this time of the morning, let's see what's happening on CBS Mornings.
Hello to you, I'm Gail King. Coming right up on CBS Mornings, Justin Baldoni talks with us in studio about starring and directing in the movie adaptation of the romantic novel, It Ends With Us. Good movie, good book. That's coming right up on CBS Mornings.
Time for some Wednesday birthdays here in the 4 states, and we're going to start in Weir with Steve Saporito celebrating birthday number 57. Happy birthday, Steve.
Also in Weir, a happy 65th birthday to Patty Watson.
And in Fulton, Mike Marsh celebrating birthday number 66 with happy birthday wishes coming from his wife.
And over in Galena, happy 71st birthday to Dean Jesse. It says here, can't wait until cooler weather to go fishing.
All right, we got some cooler weather coming up. And then we've got a 14th wedding anniversary for Kurt and Hannah Zom over in Baxter Springs.
And continuing our birthday list with Patricia Christie celebrating birthday number 72 over in Fort Scott. Happy birthday.
All right, now we love celebrating birthdays and anniversaries, but that list we know could be considerably longer. Elise, how can they help add to that?
Yes, please submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays at KOAMnewsnow.com. Be sure to include those photos and birthday messages and to, of course, meet the deadline that you see there at the bottom of your screen.
Absolutely, and we actually have now this morning some rain showers that have developed in parts of southeastern Kansas. Now, this has again been a trend for this year for me. I think it's just the computers want to mess with me as much as possible because there were no rain showers on any of the forecast data for this morning. That's how lucky I am, I'm telling you. But we are getting some much needed rain. Now, these are drifting off to the east at this point. We've got some pretty heavy rainfall now just to the southwest of Erie, west of 59, still sandwiched right in between 169 and 59 here. So Erie, you're starting to probably get some light rain out there. You get some heavier rain. Stark, you'll be up next as long as these hold together and continue to drift to the east. And again, this one is a little more organized. It's not strong. It's not severe. It's not even actually a thunderstorm at this point, but it is bringing some definite much needed rainfall out there. Go a little further south. We've got this little shower here near Parsons, getting ready to roll into the city. So nothing heavy there, but some light rain for sure. And then we follow this all the way south, now into northeastern Oklahoma, just to the south of Edna, well west of Welch. We've got a little shower out here as well. All of this kind of just developing along a line, and it's again pushing off to the east. And you can see we have a lot of radar returns out there that aren't actually happening. And so that's what kind of threw me initially about this. That's what I figured was going on, but you can watch it continue to develop and again slide off east-southeast out there. Not too fast, but at least some of us getting some much needed rainfall. As we head to the afternoon today, we're looking pretty darn good. Upper 70s, low 80s by noon. We'll have a light northeasterly breeze, clouds, and any remnant showers out there should be gone in the next couple hours. And we'll have a pretty decent day ahead of us. It's going to be hot, but about seasonably hot. Some of us a little above, some of us a little below normal, but not too crazy by any means. As we head to tomorrow morning, though, could start to see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not everyone will see rain with this activity, but at least we're going to get some. Drought tracker's starting to show some dry conditions across the area. Not quite drought status, but we do need some rain. And at least in the first half of our Thursday before noon, that's going to be our best chance for organized, meaningful rainfall. Once we get past noon, we could see a few isolated showers here or there, but the majority of us will begin to dry out. And it's going to be another hot day on Thursday, maybe just a wee bit warmer than today. And then after that, temperatures begin to drop off. On our Friday, thanks to a low pressure coming in, we're going to get a northerly breeze, and that's actually going to bring in some cooler air for us. And we will see a chance for maybe an isolated shower or storm, primarily in our far western counties. The rest of us expected to remain dry throughout the day on Friday, but temperatures are going to be below normal. Speaking of, quick look at temperatures right now. 62 in Joplin. Winds are calm. Great view of that sunrise there from 7th and Range Line. Average low is 69, and again, nobody met that. We're all below normal this morning, all of us into the low to mid 60s. As we get our morning underway, again, not bad. Could see, keep an eye on those showers out in southeastern Kansas. We'll see exactly what they do. Otherwise, skies will begin to clear toward late morning. We'll go mid 70s by 11 a.m. We're going to look at your forecast, including those cooler temperatures on the way, as well as the news you need to know. And when we make the switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to see how one restaurant owner looks to his community in a time of need.
Well, here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Kansas prosecutors say Gideon Cody, a former police chief who led a raid on a small newspaper, will be charged with felony interfering for actions he took after the raid. If convicted, he would get up to nearly 2 years in jail. The special prosecutors also determined the newspaper did not break any laws. The Columbus Fire Department is investigating the cause of a house fire from Monday night. Authorities say the flames were so intense they melted the siding on a neighboring house. The residents were not home at the time of the fire, and there are no reported injuries. Authorities suspect an electric issue as the cause. Drew Talbot, president of Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh, announces his retirement. Talbot joined Via Christi back in 1996 and has served as president of the Pittsburgh Hospital for the past 4 years. Talbot's final day comes one day before the transition to the sponsorship of Mercy Health System on September 1st. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
As you get out the door, for some of us, getting a few isolated showers out there this morning. Otherwise, skies will begin to clear heading into the afternoon. It'll be hot, but seasonably so as we go into the upper 80s and low 90s with a light northeasterly breeze. Skies clear through the evening, mid 70s by 10. Overnight lows once again below normal for most of us as we fall back mid upper 60s. As we head into the next few days, we've got some rain chances from tomorrow all the way through Wednesday. And take a look. After tomorrow's highs in the low to mid 90s, we're going to be below normal Friday through Tuesday of next week. This weekend, maybe some rain chances, but low 80s for the highs.
Wow.
Time to get some stuff done. I got a long list of things to do, and I think I'm going to try and get to them.
Oh, good for you. Sounds fantastic. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making Texas law in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. Team USA continues to add to their Olympic medal count. Ahead on CBS Mornings, Jamie Yukas has the latest from the Paris Games. Plus, she goes one-on-one with Simone Biles.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll hear how a scientist is helping minorities to become more involved in shark science.
Plus, Sarah Vaca joins us this morning to talk about the Step Up and Splash event. However, that is going to wrap it up for us for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.